Today we're headed to the Oldsmobile dealership to grab some brochures and take a brief look at the new rocket-powered Olds 88. If this is something you're interested in, then come along for the ride and let's kick the tires together. Hi, we're Charge-In's Retro Cars. Welcome to our channel. Sit back with us and take a stroll down memory lane. For the model year 1949, Oldsmobile was about to shake things up in more than one way. For starters, if they were going to make a more powerful production car that was also exhilarating to drive, then they were going to need a completely new car body to work with. When Oldsmobile decided to add a new model to the lineup, it began the search for what body type it would use. At the time, General Motors was a virtual toolbox of various car pieces, and the designers decided to opt for a modified version of the Pontiac Streamline and Chevrolet Fleetline body. The new car slotted right between those two by being longer than the Chevy and just shorter than the Pontiac. The car was 202 inches long and 75.2 inches wide. The company decided to use the underlying 119.5-inch wheelbase chassis of the 76 series, put a brand new V8 under the hood, and design a body to mimic the space race era. This would all come together to be the Rocket 88 car that is now legendary. The previous 78 model was retired with the 1949 introduction of the Oldsmobile 88, which shared its new Futuramic A-body platform with the 76, but was equipped with the new overhead valve Rocket V8. The nameplate Futuramic identified an Oldsmobile approach to simplified driving and the presence of an automatic transmission. The 88 model remained in production for a whopping 50 years and over 10 generations until 1999, but the first-gen version is by far the most iconic. This new Oldsmobile had a few tricks up its sleeve and began to outpace its Pontiac and Chevrolet cousins. This was a chance for Oldsmobile to change its outlook and perception in the public eye. With the combination of a relatively small, light body and large, powerful engine, it is widely considered by many to be the first muscle car. The Rocket 88 vaulted Oldsmobile from a somewhat conservative car to a performer that became the one to beat on the NASCAR stock car racing circuits. It wasn't quite mind-blowing, but enough to elevate the 88 to the top of the NASCAR standings. In 1949, Robert Nold, Red Byron won the first purely stock class on a factory-stock Olds Rocket 88. The 88 won 6 of the 9 NASCAR late-model division races in 1949, and was eventually eclipsed by the low-slung, powerful Hudson Hornet, but it was still the first real king of NASCAR. This led to increased sales to the public. There was pent-up demand for new cars in the fast-expanding post-World War II economy, and the 88 appealed to many ex-military personnel who were young and had operated powerful military equipment. What Olds had produced was a more powerful production car that was also exhilarating to drive and placed special badging on the rocker panel to let onlookers know that you weren't driving just any car, you were driving the new high-performance rocket-powered 88. Moving to the interior, inside the Oldsmobile was a typical late 40s era American sedan, covered in layers of chrome. The dashboard of the Rocket 88 was basic, but included more functionality than the cheaper models from Pontiac and Chevrolet. A deluxe trim option was available, which included a dashboard clock. Basic instruments were included, but options such as a radio, were not cheap for the day and could easily run the cost up. Little is said within the dealer brochures for interior options and appointments, as the focus was in the performance of the new 88. However, a small segment speaking about the convertible interior says this: 4 sparkling combinations of leather and Bedford cord are yours to choose from for your colorful convertible interior, or, if you wish, leather upholstery throughout is available. This possibly could be the assumption for any of the 88 interior options. The 303 V8. The first generation of Oldsmobile V8s ranged from 1949 to 1964. Each engine in this generation is quite similar in the same size block and heads. The Rocket V8 was the subject of many firsts and lasts in automotive industry. It was the first mass-produced overhead valve V8 in 1949. The 303 was available from 1949 until 1953. From 1949 until 1951, the 2-barrel carburetor 303 produced 135 horsepower at 3,600 RPM and 263 pound-feet of torque at 1,800 RPM. Its output of 0.45 horsepower per cubic inch was 7% better than the 0.42 horsepower per cubic inch of the popular and widely produced 100 horsepower 1949 Ford flathead V8. The 303 cubic inch engine had a compression ratio of 7 1/4 to 1, hydraulic lifters, an over-square bore-stroke ratio, a counterweighted forged crankshaft, aluminum pistons, floating wrist pins, and a dual-plane intake manifold. Bore was 3 3/4 of an inch, and stroke was 3 7/16 of an inch. Cadillac used a distantly related engine which appeared in 3 different sizes through to the 1962 model year. Though the Oldsmobile and Cadillac motors were not physically related, many lessons learned by one division were incorporated into the other's design, and the result were 2 engines known for their excellent power-to-weight ratio, fuel economy, and smooth, strong, reliable running. The 303 engine has earned a reputation as being remarkably trouble-free. With proper maintenance, the engine should give an owner 100,000 miles with little trouble. Heads and blocks just didn't seem to ever crack. These engines were way over-engineered. Some have described this engine as an early, indestructible version of the small block Chevy. That description is not entirely correct, however. Actually, the Chevy engine was an updated version of this engine. The original Olds V8 was to have been marketed as Kettering Power, after Chief Engineer Charles Kettering, but company policy prohibited the use of his name. Instead, influenced by the space race between the United States and the USSR, the legendary Rocket was born, available in Oldsmobile's 88 and 98 models. The engine proved so popular, the division's 88 models were popularly called Rocket 88s. Specifications. The differential ratio was 3.23 to 1. The suspension had front coil and rear coil springs. The brakes were drum 11-inch front and rear. Single exhaust system. It had a 6-volt charging and battery system. The wheel size were 15-inch by 5.5-inch rims, and the tires were 7.6 by 15. Fuel capacity 18 gallons. Exterior colors. Two-tone colors were available: Chariot Red, Tawny Buff, Nankeen Cream, Praline Brown, Ivy Green, Seafoam Green, Garnet Maroon, Silver Gray, Crest Blue, Metallic Gray, Almond Green, and Serge Blue. Transmission. As said in the GM brochure about hydromatic transmission, literally billions of miles of hydromatic driving, billions of miles of tested dependability represent concrete proof of Oldsmobile's 9 years of experience in the automatic transmission field. You never push a clutch or shift gears with GM Hydromatic Drive, and the flow of power is smooth and uninterrupted through the 4 forward speeds. Hydromatic Drive's safety downshift, whirl away, is more thrilling than ever with the new punch and power of the Big Six and the spectacular action of the new Rocket 8-cylinder engine. Production and pricing. Club Coupe 2-door produced $6,562. The cost was $2,005, which equals $24,459 in 2023. Club Coupe Deluxe 2-door produced were $4,999. The cost was $2,130, which equals $25,984 in 2023. Club Sedan 2-door produced was $19,887. The cost was $2,030, which equals $24,764 in 2023. Club Sedan Deluxe 2-door produced was $11,820. The cost was $2,155 and equals $26,289 in 2023. Convertible Coupe Deluxe 2-door produced $5,434. The price was $2,400 and equals $29,278 in 2023. Deluxe Sedan 4-door produced $23,044. The cost was $2,225 and equals $27,143 in 2023. Deluxe Station Wagon produced $1,355. The cost was $3,100 and equals $37,818 in 2023. Sedan 4-door produced were $23,342. The cost was $2,100 and equals $25,618 in 2023. Town Sedan 4-door produced $2,859. The price was $2,090 and equals $25,496 in 2023. Town Sedan Deluxe 4-door produced were $2,974. The cost was $2,215, and that equals $27,021 in 2023. When Oldsmobile recognized the market for an automobile that was both fun and exhilarating to drive, and not just a form of transportation to move people from place to place, they had set a new bar for the way American cars were designed and manufactured. We see today the influence of the 1949 Rocket 88 with the powerful engines and smaller body cars built today. We can thank the engineers and design team from Oldsmobile when they put excitement into the American driving experience. Thanks for sticking around to the end. I hope you've enjoyed this look at the 1949 Oldsmobile Rocket 88 model lineup. Stay tuned, subscribe, and click the bell icon to know when we have more videos in the future where we will take a look back at other great American cars and trucks.